Hello, my name is Ben Brownlee from Curious Turtle, and it's time to take a look at the BCC Optical Stabilizer, which is an effect which uses optical flow technology to either stabilize or smooth out our image. And let's see how it works. So I have my original shot here, which is handheld and jumping about all over the place. So let's apply our optical stabilizer to this clip. And I'll come in, and the first thing it's going to ask us to do is analyze the clip. But I'm not going to do that yet. What I want to do first is to set up the region that we're going to be analyzing. If I turn on the OFX overlays, we can actually see the region that we want to use. Now, what we want to do with this region is to set up the movement that we want to smooth out. So it's not going to do us any good to try to analyze the letterboxing up here because that's not part of the camera movement. Likewise, it wouldn't be very good to analyze this clear blue sky because there's no detail in there. Or if we had any fast moving water in the shot, that's just not going to give us the data that we need. But I think that this corner over on the right hand side is going to be just fine. If we needed to, we could also show the vectors here, which gives us an idea of what the optical flow is doing. And we can come down and adjust those parameters right down here. But I'm not going to do that. All I'm going to do is come in, set us up to stabilize and hit analyze. And Resolve will go away and have a quick think and come back with our analyzed shot. And we can see it's pretty stabilized, but it's only stabilized up the position. And that's because in the parameters, we've only asked it to stabilize up translation. We can also stabilize translation and rotation, or translation, rotation, and zoom. In this case, we only need translation and rotation. And now you can see that that's stabilizing out very, very nicely. We can also choose how it handles these edges. At the moment, if I come down to post-processing, I have auto scale turned on. If I turn off my auto scale and come into edge handling, I can maybe set this to reflect instead. And because I've got letterboxing on our image, I just need to crop this up a little bit. And I'll set that to 34, top and bottom. And the movement might be a little bit too extreme in this case, but this can help us just to be able to reduce the amount that we do have to scale up in certain circumstances. Now for this shot, I actually don't want us to be completely stable, so I'm going to change my mode from stabilize to smooth. And I'll turn the auto scale back on again. And as soon as I do that, this will stop the edge handling from having any effect anymore. But if I pop up to my smoothing range, which will control how many frames along I'm smoothing, with this at a very high amount, it's the equivalent of having just a stabilize on there, and at a very low amount, it's the equivalent of having almost no stabilize on at all. So we find our little happy medium there, again depending on the shot. Now when it comes to scaling, the scale quality is very important. I'm just going to come back into my post-processing and turn off auto scale, and then scale this up manually to about 106, maybe 110, and that should definitely stop the letterboxing from happening. But at the moment we've just been using the fast scale quality. I'm just going to zoom in here a little bit so we can see the differences a lot more. So obviously draft is going to be the fastest to preview out, but give us the lowest quality of scaling. But we can go all the way through from fast, sharp, standard, smooth, and use my favorites, which are Magic Smooth and Magic Sharp. And this just does a better job of maintaining those details as we have to do the scaling up. So we're scaling up without losing that crispness, without our image going soft. So we zoom out a little bit here, and I'll just use our compare mode to take a look at this image side by side, and then play that back one more time. And that's how easy it is to use the BCC Optical Stabilizer in Davinci Resolve. Thanks for watching, and be sure to click on the link in the description to download a free trial of Continuum for OFX and check it out for yourself. Also, follow Boris FX on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with the latest information and training materials on Continuum, Sapphire, Mocha Pro and all the Boris FX products.